the triple DPS dive with the ball as well, because ball does so much work in these kind of compositions, because you can push, not only can you push everybody off high ground, you can be an absolute menace for the supports as well. You push them on low ground, then you can pile driver them, and it forces the tanks to kind of look in their direction, and then you're then burning a lot of resources off the enemy team, and it gives Edison just so much space. It doesn't like they're actually going to do that. They're not running the ball. In fact, Ion's going to be on the monkey instead.
Yeah, speaking of which, Ion in, GC Busan finally playing with a main tank player. This may help them to make the space they so desperately desire. Wright is going to be a long-range menace here with this hand zone. You can get so much value out of a Dragon Strike on this particular point for denying both high ground and entire rooms like the one we currently see. Half hiding in.
Oh man, double damage boosted rocket. Teru's going to go down as well. Now there's not enough healing at all. Inhyuk's going to fall. There we go. The rest of the team are going to collapse around them. What a very fast push from GC Busan. Looking like the 112 currently. They do end up capping the points, or they will in a second. Ion's going to take the final kill. Shuba's going to fall. Or in fact, they might actually be able to catch down here. Yeah, Pollitt with the fadeaway rocket does manage to get him in the end. And now they can just guarantee themselves so much space as well.
Probably see Wright swap over though. This is a point on second where you do generally want to run that 3-3, but it seems like, well, if Meta or Athena aren't going to swap, why should you? Edison,
Edison, no.
It was actually an obfuscation of the sleep dart there for a body block from Shubil. That was great.
Very good bubble as well.
If it comes through the Diva.
True, true. Plus that bubble as well, doing a lot of work too. Just making sure no armor packs or anything else can reach Edison. Edison goes down. Very quick re-engage here from Meta Athena. They know they can, as Edison's not up, but he does have a ultimate when he comes back. Speaking of that, there it is, and a bio grenade as well to match. 4 people have been hacked. Half on the backline as well, going so low. Inhyuk's not going to survive at all. Clean up quite easy for GC Busan. And kind of Meta Athena almost played themselves there. They played up. They potentially didn't know Edison didn't have EMP there, but obviously we know he did. We've got the hacks in that case because we can see everybody's ultimates. Shuba is going to fall last. Meta Athena are going to have to recontest here. They do switch over from the Winston, going on a Reinhardt of their own.
This is a very strange composition right now. We're running like a 3-2-1 with Widowmaker. Damon appears to be going back, likely to go on to the Zarya, of course. So I'll be going for like a classic 3-3, but with an Anna for that additional healing. They've got time to do this, of course, because GC Busan still have another fight before they will reach the end here. They're going to have to get a shift on, though. May have to be terrorized to make the engagement with Rally, because they're almost there. We do have the team on site, though, who will be the contest.
They do get the touch. There's the Nano. There's the bio grenade on the back. Yep, Nano onto Inhyuk as well, but he got bio grenades, so didn't receive the healing. A big EMP to round out the fight. Unless Meta Athena can kind of stay alive, maybe they can go for a big ring contest, but with Inhyuk going down, there's hardly any space for you to really work with. Ion finds himself a nice double kill. That'll be a cap as well for GC Busan. Look at that time bank as well.
Cap, by the way.
Well, there's the cap. There we go. We got it. 3 meters away. 5 minutes to attack third. Insane time bank.
And like I said, this is where GC Busan Wave are really thriving, when they can play this long game where you have control of the fights, where you can take things sort of at your own pace and really control the tempo of the game. Wright almost has a Graviton Surge ready to go. What's going to deal with it? It's got to be levels with a Sandbar, but he's got to get it first.
Shadow on the sidelines. Shuba going down. D-mech'd as well. Self-destruct used. Graviton Surge is going to get sent out, though. There's very little follow-up there. They only managed to just get there as the Graviton Surge does end because of that self-destruct from Shuba, just making sure no one can actually assault the point. Inhyuk's going to find the kill onto Ion. Slight bit of miscommunication there, it feels like, from GC Busan. Shadow from Inhyuk as well to hopefully end the fight quickly for Meta Athena. Another sleep on Edison. That's 2 for 2 now. Perfect positioning from half there in order to secure these sleep darts on Edison so he doesn't get any more ult charge. He is up to 80% though. He's been gaining a little bit here and there. Does mean they're going to have an EMP for this next one, but then Athena, they might just have the ults to counteract this. They're holding up fairly close as well, Heurix.
Really not a fan of Wright's choice of Graviton Surge there. He managed to turn a remech self-destruct from Shubil into a defensive self-destruct. No one can move forward. Edison's going to pressure out that car, but Shubil's there. He's going to force a little bit of a reposition, but it's a Diva. He'll be back in just a second. And Edison's looking, of course, for that EMP. He needs to have it to deny the ultimates Meta Athena have. They've got 4 of them ready to go, and you can see now they're trying to spread out a little bit. They want to make sure that both the supports don't get caught in a singular EMP, so one of them can answer it.
Graviton Surge is going to come out. That defense mage is doing a lot of work there. Wanting to stop as much damage coming out from GC Busan, although they were already caught up anyway. Damon and Edison end up trading. Meta Athena holding this door. You can swing at everybody that's coming through there. GC Busan have to back off and go for this small recontest. Meta Athena going to have everybody on the field rather quickly, though. Damon's going to come out of spawn rather fast. Edison's got the EMP. GC Busan gotta know Meta Athena have support ults to back them up with. Levels is going to be hiding at this point, making sure he can get that beat off. Graviton Surge on the side. Damon ends up going down again, and Teru is going to also fall. He ends up walking into it, trying to get a little bit of protection. EMP is going to come out, but a big shatter coming out from IR. Shubu is going to fall. That sound barrier doing almost nothing for Levels. GC Busan going to walk this one in now. What a perfect recontest. It's like, okay, so if we grab first, Meta Athena have to respond with something. Well, are they going to respond with beat? Probably not, because there's an EMP on the sidelines ready and waiting to go. They kind of played Levels at his own game. It's like, when do you want to use this? Because if you beat, we're going to EMP, but everybody's going to die in the Graviton Surge if you don't beat. So it's a really catch-22 for Levels. Horrible situation to be put in, but perfectly drawn out there by GC Busan. Ending the fight, sorry, grabbing the point. 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining on their time bank as well.
Not only that, Meta Athena's investment of 4 ultimates in that first fight was seemingly fatally flawed. They opened with a Graviton Surge, and we didn't really have too much of a way to try and back it up. It seemed like it was from a much longer range. You couldn't really get the cleave through that you wanted, and then everyone sort of rotated into that corridor, and Shubil puts the self-destruct in the doorway, which, cool, everyone's in that corridor, we're all in the blast site, but guess what? You're looking at a team that has, like, 3 different methods of shielding, and just a Brigitte shield saves basically everyone from a self-destruct. And then you're even trying to get a Nerf Shedder into that narrow corridor, but guess what? They're already trying to deal with a self-destruct. They're going to have shields there. It just seemed like Meta Athena were chomping at a bit to win that fight. They invest 4 ultimates in what seems like a less planned out way. Once they get into that corridor where they can so easily shield themselves, that's where you're like, okay, we don't invest here, right? They've already disengaged. We're in a place where they can protect themselves. This is not where we should be making our stand. Lots of time in the bank right now for GC Busan Wave. 2 minutes and 48. Meta Athena, they've got to do it, and they've got to do it fast. If they have less than, well, if they have to do this in overtime, well then GC Busan Wave are going to be in a great place to try and take this point, same as Paris.
3 minutes on the board. Meta Athena now moving towards the high ground. They're taking this rather slow, though. They're crouching too to stop the footsteps. There you go. They're uncrouched. GC Busan know exactly where they're coming from. But to make sure Edison doesn't take this space allotted, Ion is going to fall, though, rather quickly. Levels is going to secure the kill. Meta Athena now moving on to the point. Still not giving Edison any space to really do all of anything. Half does end up going down, but the rest of GC Busan are so low. Levels finds himself another kill. Nice little boop onto Ritz there to secure it. And this is exactly what you want to do against this Sombra comp. You want to run at them, just straight up, just run into them, because they don't have that diva to sustain and like be another tanky body when all this damage is going to come through, and you don't have the defense matrix either. Meta Athena took it upon themselves, just run at GC Busan, not give Edison space, and that's exactly what they did, and managed to secure the point in almost record time again. Edison might have EMP though for this next fight.
Diva does a huge amount of damage. People often forget that. It's about 150 DPS, can hit headshots as well. When Ion stunned in the midst of the team, a lot going through. Shubal didn't have the mech. That will just be a quick disengage from Meta Athena. This will allow Edison to get out position on the high ground. That's so important. It means he can look for a manual hack before he goes for his EMP as well. Maybe looking to try and get that on levels while he sets up his translocator. He's going to have a lot of ability here. And look, that's 6 people right there.
It's a free EMP and a free win. You saw that coming a mile away. You don't have to be big brain to see that one coming out. So easy for the Sombra setup, like you said. There's so much high ground, and Meta Athena have to go around this corner. And now GC Busan can set up with another couple of ults. They got grab, they can have shadow too. It's all about Meta Athena. Maybe countering it with rally, but they haven't got much in their tank to really push them through. There's the grab. Another counter grab coming through from Damon as well. Big fire grenade on the front line. Inyog's going to have to play rather safe. Now Shadow hits the ground and doesn't do a whole bunch. Damon did actually end up falling on his back, but that rally saved him for the time being. And now Shadow's available for Inyog, so this is getting flipped completely on his head. Delight is going to use his own rally, so everybody's going to be a little bit more tanky in this next engagement, but Inyog now taking so much space.
Well, Edison got a little bit cheeky there, did get blasted out. Will have to use the EMP on his next engagement right here. Potentially wants to try and shut down Inyog, who's already getting stunned. They're trying to keep their distance from him. They need to give Edison time for this.
All right, Heart's going to go down. Got caught with that one. The Beat's going to come through as well. They don't save one of their supports, but I don't think they're actually going to need to. Ion ends up going down. That beat from GC Busan didn't actually end up reaching him. They are trading, though, fairly nicely as Damon ends up falling as well. GC Busan going to have a bit of an issue now as Wright also gets caught out in the front line. Thought his team had won that fight. So he was pushing up rather recklessly. And with Wright falling, again, Meta Athena are going to be able to take this fight rather easily. GC Busan overstepping. And Meta Athena have got so many ults for this next one.
Aggression definitely not their friend in that instance. Edison blinking away. He's almost got himself another EMP. We talked about how fast his generation is, definitely Doha-esque. But he's got so much to contend with. Inhyuk can lock down anyone who comes on in with this Shatter.
Well, they're going to come in again. There's the there's the Graviton Surge. And Nano on the Reinhardt, but instant Shatter. He saw it coming. Inhyuk's going to try for the pin. Does end up getting booped out the way, but a big EMP on the back line. Edison once again finding 5 people. Damon ends up going down. The shields are stripped away, and another perfectly planted Biograde as well. Fielder is just on an absolute tear on this Ana. Ion finds yet another one, and Edison's now got the space and time to build up towards this another EMP. He's already up to 40% after this fight. Playing farther up. Meta Athena have got 1 ult for this next one, potentially 2. And self-destruct's going to come online rather soon, but Ion's got that Shatter, and he's already hit some fat ones.
Damon going to be looking for a grab right here. What's going to answer it? It's going to be very difficult for GC Busan to do that. It may have to just be the rally. A defensive Earth Shatter from Ion could be exactly the ticket they need to try and make sure there's not enough follow-up. It's going to be all about Inhyuk trying to block that.
What? Rich is already dead? There's the grab as well. Ion's going to get taken care of rather easily. I'm not entirely sure what happened there with Ritz on the end. It just looked like he had a Discord orb on him and then everybody just kind of ran at him. I was kind of paying attention to the Reinhardts at that point. Shubilla is going to help Teru clean up Edison, who's going to have yet another EMP, but what a perfect engagement from Meta Athena there, taking out Ritz, and then there's no available shields for Ion. And GC Busan now contesting with a 3-minute time bank from Meta Athena. They can burn this down, though. It is the final corner, of course.
Looking for an Earth Shatter once again. In goes Self-Destruct.
He's going to hit the back line. Ion's going very low. Delight's going to get taken down. And look how far people are playing up. And they can at this point as well. Edison's going to fall once more. Meta Athena just catch GC Busan completely unawares.
Yeah, now they're going to be able to lock down these spawn doors. They have ready to go this Transcendence, but it's so imperative that half not get hit by the EMP.
They do, and they managed to get the EMP off as well. The Beast's going to come out, as well as that Shadow. But perfect Transcendence from half. Can they do anything at this current moment in time? Teru has fallen through just the focus fire and the flame strike, and the grab is ready for Riz. They're going to have to back off rather readily. Meta Athena still have time in their bank that they can play with here. As long as this doesn't go to OT, they're going to be okay for another round.
There they are. Edison wants to build up another EMP. He wants to put that catch-22 onto levels again, right? He wants to be able to make sure that they can get a grab onto someone and then potentially deny that sound barrier as well. Straight away, straight after Shubilla, he knows that's his best chance to farm. He can also distract him, allow for the Graviton Surge.
Yeah, Damon's going to get taken down though by a right-clicker fielder. Nice little engage. And GC Busan will win once more. They're going to be able to stagger Shubilla out here potentially as well. No, they don't actually decide to stagger at all. Okay, so they burnt another minute off the time bank. Meta Athena still trying to build ults up, but because people are going down so early, it's a bit hard for anybody really to build anything up meaningful. Just leaves Edison to build up yet another EMP. This could be another very, very easy win for them. EMP Shatter, and then they got grab for next.
Yeah, this fight almost already looks like a write-off unless Levels can do some magic to really make sure that no one dies to this Graviton Surge while not using that sound barrier. We know exactly how this goes, right? Ritz uses grab, get Damon, kill Damon, and then they can't use sound barrier because it'll get stripped away by Edison. This is all about patience on the side of Sombra.
Yeah, Half does have the Transcendence as well, though. So again, supporters have to hide in this instance. Edison peeking out the front. There's the EMP. The Transcendence is going to come out, but the Shadow's already going to land. They're actually removing the Transcendence as well with the
pin. Oh, the perfect time!
Oh, perfect timing from Ion. The Transcendence ends, and the vulnerable 200 HP Zenyatta instantly gets killed, and now there's only 50 seconds remaining for Meta Athena. They die with so many ults online, but GC Busan have ults of their own.
That they do. For Meta Athena. Look at this. 5 ultimates ready to go, but are they going to be able to use them? They can be denied here. Edison going to get hit with a bone in. Will try and get out of dodge. He's 22% away from that EMP. You can deny all 5 of these ultimates if he uses it correctly. Look at that huge fire strike coming through from Ion. Getting this ultimate so quickly. It's going to be a huge fight right here, Jaws. It needs to be the one.
He's going to have EMP. He's going to just run in. This could be fairly easy for him. There's the grab. EMP's going to come out as well. Fielder gets hit, but Levels comes in with a clutch beat. A clutch beat as well from GC Busan. And Iron Laser on their back. And a huge transcendence as well to keep everybody alive. Perfect shatter from Ion. Time ticks away, and Meta Athena are going to get completely wiped as GC Busan are going to take 2-1 in the series and secure themselves match points.
They've been paying from their checks into their savings account all day long, Jaws, and they just cashed in on the rainy day, made it work. Huge shatter, everyone's in one place from that Graviton Surge, all put down. And this is one of the reasons why we thought GC Busan would be so good, because they've got this huge main tank in Ion, and it was so strange when we saw no main tank being played in terms of the roster on Paris for GC Busan. Still managing to make it work, but I do like seeing Ion on this roster because his Reinhardt and his Winston are definitely a step above anything else they've got.
Or GC Busan making the run back. Meta Athena is kind of almost the same situation they were up against Gen G. They managed to take Gen G 2-5 games. We'll see if they want to do this, if they can do the same thing here. Right now, GC Busan, absolutely crazy offense. They landed such a big time bank as well. It was like 2 minutes 50, I believe. And Meta Athena, they had a very, very good first attack. They almost instantly wiped out GC Busan, had a big time bank of their own, but it was GC Busan's ult economy that was just so good. Plus, Edison building up EMPs like it's nothing. Everybody taking a lot of keynotes from Doha clearly coming into the season. And you got to. If you're building up EMPs that quickly, no way you're going to be able to survive. Meta Athena on the ropes. We'll see if they can bring it back in this next map. And this is the time Meta Athena need to find this run back and bring this to a game at number 5. GC Busan, though, on an absolute tear. Ion hitting the biggest shatter to save the team and save the rest of the map as well. And to be fair, Harry, it was approaching overtime. So even in that situation, they would have been granted a free attack and potentially been in the same situation anyway going into this map. But map number 4 on your screens very soon.
Could have created a de facto best of 3, yeah, if we did have a draw on Barney. But What I gotta think about, George, this necessarily may not be the baddest thing for Meta Athena, because if it can take us to that map 5 is control, and that's where we have seen a little bit more of a struggle from GC Busan Wave, because that's where Meta Athena are able to sort of like thrive in the chaos. We'll have to see if they will be as lucky on Escort for enough one of those maps like Assault, like Hybrid, where you have a lot of forethought, you have a lot of planning, you can definitely rally around a main caller who definitely is taking everything into account. And well, often you like try and plan out your autonomy in a certain way, right? But Edison kind of breaks that when he has an EMP every single fight. He's really sort of like min-maxing the amount of ultimate charge he can generate with these sort of like between fight skirmishes. He's really farming off Shubil right now. He's really focusing on that debuff. Wide hitbox means a lot of damage.
Well, there's Rialto. It will be our potentially final map if GC Busan can win. We might see the map 5 though, like you said, if Meta Athena managed to take the W here. And the one thing that they did really well, especially on the attack of Numbani, was they ran at GC Busan because they knew Edison was going to be on Sombra. And the best way to take out the Sombra comp is take the fights extremely quickly on the 3-3, because you don't have the Diva at your backs if you're GC Busan. You only have the Sombra, who's going to need a little bit of setup time when it comes to the start of the maps, because you start with 0 ult charge. And if your team gets run over almost instantly, you're then kind of put on the back foot. But it was down to the ult economy of GC Busan that did win them out on Numbani at the end of it all. Meta Athena are going to start on the defense. GC Busan, they're going to be on offense. So they're going to be the ones setting the pace car for this game.
And like you said, Meta Athena's aggression I'm really enjoying, because when I was watching back their match from last week, one of the main things I thought was a large problem for Meta Athena was that they were far too passive. They would like get onto a point, and then they'd be like, they'd be all about claiming space, but they wouldn't get any real kills on the board. They weren't really being aggressive enough for my taste. Jerry's back in, Shubil is out. You gotta wonder what this means. I imagine it means we're gonna be seeing Sombra, as we can currently see on the defense. That's what we talked about after Ilios Jaws, that Jerry and Damon allows for a new level on Meta Athena, where they do have the best hit players on the best heroes. Before Jerry, he was the best Zarya and the best Sombra, right? But guess what? Now you've got Damon. You've still got a top tier Zarya when you've got your best Sombra here.
Well, someone's having a little bit of fun in the skyline. They're just going to switch over though. There we go. It's going to be standard Sombra goats or Sombra 3-3, whatever you want to call it. Jerry's going to do the same though. Just on the sidelines, trying to contest with the Brig. Delight is going to make sure he does use that Translocator rather early, though. And now it's up to Edison to set up where he wants to. Just catch people unawares. Someone's unaware, though. Teru manages to find the boop onto Damon. Yeah, there's the boop onto Ritz as well from Levels. Nice little kill. Wow, okay, well, Damon, that was almost a free kill. Gifted to him, almost, as Iron just charge into the lake.
I love this aggressive hold as well. They're making sure that if Edison gets a hack and GC Busan Wave want to try and deal with it, they have to run very haphazardly across this huge environmental danger, meaning that they can be caught out, like we saw Teru get that whip shot. And now they're all going to be stuck here again. They are going to give the space, though, so no environmental deaths now. It's all about trying to get rid of Edison. He's dead.
Yeah, perfect sleep. Instant re-kill there as well, and you can hack the Sombra to stop her translocating. Just like GC Busan want to fight this regardless, as in they counter charge an Intiarch. He's not getting a lot of protection here. In fact, the rest of Meta Athena are down on the low ground. Half couldn't hit him for the majority of that fight because he dropped so early. And that's GC Busan Wave, regardless of them all being purple, can now just run forwards. A rally's coming out from Teru, clearly thinks he can win this engagement, but Half was actually on the payload to try and contest a little bit longer, and the rest of the team are going to go down. Early rally there. The armor's not going to be available for next spike, and GC Busan can now set up on this archway.
And there needs to be better communication, man, right? Harvey's like, I'm down low, you need to get to the edge, get to the edge, get to the edge, peek me, like a Mercy who needs a little bit of a res up. Edison has that EMP ready to go. Same with Jerry. This is going to be all about who can get the drop on the other Sombra. Edison gets 5.
Instant EMP. Yeah, there you go. In Damon, they're going down. Jerry had the EMP, but it's all about who pulls the trigger first. This time it was GC Busan, because they do round this payload out. There's no way Meta Athena can recontest. Jerry was waiting up on the high ground, but that's all of that. It's all said and done. It will be GC Busan claiming some more space. Bad spawns for Meta Athena, but they only lost 2, and they were tanked, so they're going to be okay to just recontest rather early.
Perfectly timed there from Edison as well to make sure they only need to get the second fight. Ion looking for that shadow. Maybe they can get rid of a shield. Grab first.
Right into the grab. EMP, but they're already dead. Oh, Jerry sent out the EMP, but it didn't matter. Oh, Wright was full energy, just right-clicking into that grab. I don't need my shields. Neither does Ion. He can just freely swing away as well. Nice little team fight there from GC Busan, only expending 2 ultimates. And more importantly, Harry, they made Jerry almost forced his hand to use his EMP, so they're not going to have to contest with that going to next.
Yeah, and guess what? If you're not worried about Jerry's EMP, Daydream can now answer Damon's Graviton Surge with the Sand Barrier, because that's no longer so much of a risk. Inhyuk's been slept, he's been hacked, he's just not having a good time as a Reinhardt right now. There's the Shatter.
Oh, the double flame strike kill as well. It's so good, it's so clean. Oh, goodbye. Graviton Surge being used, though, by Meta Athena. Damon, I got to question that. That is a bad grab. Like, unless you're changing in this situation, that was just bad.
It feels like Meta Athena right now are kind of tilting. They're looking for these hero plays. Jerry going for the EMP. Damon going for this grab. Ion, what a beautiful fadeaway fire strike. Just puts half on the floor and he's like, you know what? This is a fire and forget moment. Cool guys don't look at their fire strikes. Edison's ready once again with EMP.
He's got it, Harry, he's just going to unleash this on the payload. No one could do anything about it. Levels are going to have to come with the beat, but instantly you see Inhyuk's going to go down and Ions actually gets stunned as well, so can't actually use the beat at all. And now it's just best that they back off. Damon is going to find a kill onto Delight, but a nice bio grenade does land on the front line. Maybe actually they clean this up now. Maybe Levels with the big brain play. It was only the nano boost that they really needed. Damon coming out clutch, just making up for that Graviton Surge usage a little bit earlier on. GC Busan playing a little bit tapered.
Okay, Meta Athena now have the ultimates they need to try and hold this. GC Busan Wave, they're not lacking though. They can make this work with just the Graviton Surge potentially. If there's some kind of attempt to stop Levels from using this Sand Barrier, maybe you can get hacked midway through or shield bashed.
EMP, oh, EMP gets cancelled. Oh, the bash. The bash on Delight is so good. And the hammer down from Ion as well. Sends everybody to the floor. What a perfect set of plays from GC Busan. Oh, it's so good. Ion gets slept, but it doesn't matter. The rest of Meta Athena just backing up to their spawn. GC Busan now rolling the cart in.
Imagine trying to beat GC Busan Wave at their own game. You come in to contest, guess what? Stand for an EMP, buddy.
EMP's going to come in as well. Nice little bio grenade onto Inhyuk. Is going to get nanoed, so he's going to be all right for the time being, but the rest of his team scurrying for the spawn.
Three-man shatter.
On Surge onto the sides. The 3-man shatter can't get followed up, though, Harry. Jerry's going to come up big with a kill onto Daydream, and now actually is coming up big. That's Shatter. And in fact, that Graviton Surge coming down on the sidelines from Damon actually locked a lot of people in their spawn, but Ion's going to lay down a shadow of his own. Half is going to fall. The EMP comes out in desperation from Jerry, but half is going to fall. Does mean there's no healing now available for Meta Athena. Damon's going to get chased out as well. Everybody trading fairly evenly, but it is actually the saving grace of the spawns from Meta Athena that win this fight out in the end.
What is this fight? I do actually think there was quite a bit of value gained from that 3-man shadow. It just broke the momentum of GC Busan Wave. They could have, right there, had the ability to get onto quite a few members if they hadn't been stunned and they started focusing on the defense, right? You got to think about consolidating your lead, but while you're thinking about that, guess who's respawning this Meta Athena, who are currently sitting on no ultimates. Damon desperately throwing out those mortars. He wants to get the grab. He needs it to match Ritz. He needs to be able to get the draw here, and Ritz is ready to go. He can drag everyone in. There's no one to eat this. There's no one to mitigate it. Maybe the Sand Barrier.
There's the grab right on the shield. Instant nade as well. A return grab coming through from Damon as well as a beat. They just need to be able to kill Ion. He gets booped into the team, but the rally's going off as well for GC Busan. A big shatter. No shield standing in his way this time around. He's nanoed as well. No one wants to get near him. Meta Athena scattered away from the point, and it is now just the cleanup that GC Busan need to acquire. Edison's going to have an EMP as well for the next. A nice little bit of extra damage on the Rhine. He nets it. He then sends out the EMP, and that is Meta Athena falling by the wayside as GC Busan end up capping third.
And Ion's more than happy there to get the solo shatter onto half as a nano, right? You're like, okay, this guy's got to almost have nano boost. Your main caller is definitely tracking that. You don't want that burst to come through. You don't want that potential clutch to come through from a high energy Zarya or from a Reinhardt as well. It feels like GC Busan Wave, though, they definitely got such a feel for this comp, but it's so hard to out-tempo them. That was the textbook fight right there. The interruption of the EMP, the Graviton, then the Shadow, just making it so clean, even up against support ultimate as well. GC Busan Wave looking real good, but still, they got to hold on for this defense, make sure they don't go to that map 5, where there's going to be an advantage for Meta Athena, who love these control maps. They're kind of like Fusion Uni in that way.
It was only a couple of weeks ago that Fuse and Uni did end up losing their title. I like that play from Edison there. Obviously, it might have been intentional, it might not have been. I'm not entirely sure if the Sombra was in stealth when she EMP'd, but, well, from stealth, obviously, managing to get that off. Edison perfectly positioned behind the pillar. Didn't get EMP'd himself, built up his own, and it ended the team fight. And it ended the round. 1 minute and 35 in the time bank for GC Busan. Not too bad. Meta Athena did have a couple of clutch moments at the end, draining the time bank down rather easily. And now it's Meta Athena's time to attack. GC Busan, same old, same old. Arna with the Sombra. It's classic Sombra goats.
You'll have to see who's going to do a better job of checking. We saw that Delight was often all over Jerry, including that shield bash onto the EMP. We saw him right at the beginning, just chasing him on down. It's so hard to deal with that Brigitte as a Sombra because the armor does a lot to mitigate your machine pistol. Edison for now going to scout out just a little bit of additional pressure, but already he's being checked. Look at this, both for supports, Teru and Level was going all over him like, you don't get to poke, you don't get to get that EMP, we refuse to allow this.
Jerry's just trying to duel out with Edison right now. He's all right for the time being. Nice little hack on the break, but it's not going to do much when your team's just almost getting run over by Ion, who's just swinging so frantically. Already up to almost 60% ult charge. Now there's a nice little flame strike. There it is, 60%. And Meta Athena still holding the high ground. Kite is slowly trickling back. It's up to GC Busan to kind of make the move here. They can just jump down onto the low ground. Meta Athena are going to do just that. Damon's going to find the kill onto Ion. And now Half just desperately flinking away, trying to heal Damon up, who's been frontlining, it feels like, most of the time. Swapped sides have GC Busan, but Ion's going to be able to come back with a shadow, but he's going to be on the wrong side of the team fight here. If they can kind of almost stagger GC Busan out, it's going to be disastrous. Delight ends up falling. There goes Delight as, Fielder as well. And Meta Athena getting this cart moving on to this choke point. Daydream going down fairly late there is going to mean there's no speed boost to re-engage, but Edison, it's all going to be about his EMP for this next one.
Really not a fan of how GC Busan Wave played that. They gave up the high ground so freely and then they were out-rotated. They could have just done this from the high ground. Edison looking for CMP. If he can catch multiple people, this could be an easy fight win.
He's been slapped! Oh, but the Shadow's going to come out to try and protect him, but he actually got hacked in the midway as well. A Graviton Surge coming through from the side of Meta Athena, the rally as well to make them more hardy. Ion does get the nano boost, but he instantly fades away. A beautiful sleep from Half yet again on the Arna, so Fielder can't even heal anybody. Yeah, that was all Edison running in to the Honor. Half managed to detect him. A free sleep dart almost wins them the fight.
Think about the continuum of events for us. Well, you get the sleep, you get the hack. You use the grab in a place where so many people are going to be able to get there. Ion, he used the Earth Shadow to try and defend a sleeping Edison. That's how important Edison is to this comp. It's like, okay, we just need the Shadow now. We need to save Edison. He is going to still have kept that EMP, but he gave up a point in doing it. They can still run this, though. They can use the grab, try and force out Levels to use the Sand Barrier, then EMP on top of it, or they can go the other route. Oh, that's a 5-man Shadow.
That's a 5-man shatter from the EMP. We didn't quite see that one, but you can rest assured the kill feed's backing us up. I don't think anybody did, to be honest with you. Inyok and Cherry
and the spectators both caught by surprise. Wow. Inyok definitely looking like he's merging well with Jerry right now. You can see Jerry, the second he hears that sleep dart, he is out of there. He's getting straight out of dodge. He doesn't want anything to do with that. And I love the spread here from Meta Athena. It's going to be much harder to EMP them.
Grab. Nano onto Inhyuk as well, so he survives a little bit longer, but Damon already gets taken down. Inhyuk playing rather scared, has to at this point. He is fairly low, dueling up against Ion, who has got Shadow. Nice little sleep darts, but it was a little bit too late as Inhyuk was taken down. The rest of GC Busan are going to be able to defend. Couple of meters is that payload away from second point. A lot of time, though, in the bank for Meta Athena to attack with.
And there's so much value in Sombra when it comes to the mental game as well, right? Like, Levels, he doesn't want to use the Sand Barrier to save his team because he knows it could be stripped away in a second by the EMP. And now Edison, he can look for a free team fight win here because he knows that Levels, right now, is sort of in his head. He's making sure that this can't happen. Where's Volusia? You got to try and get him in the EMP. Maybe you can try and Shadow as well.
There's the EMP. I don't think Iron even needs the Shadow, I'm going to be honest. Edge going to run on through them. Damon's going to fall, and yeah, you are caught out of position, my friend. Unlucky, Teru. And now they can rotate back to the point once again because they saved that Harry. They got it for the next. And they got 3 support ults as well. What a snipe on Half. Very clean. Very clean.
Who said that Brigade is a support hero? She's actually a Withermaker 2.0, and right now we're seeing that Damon is definitely being one of the main targets for Meta Athena. The second that they all got EMP, they're just all over Damon. They know his shields get taken away. He's only got 200 HP and a big hitbox to play with. Just with Sound Wave, they've only got one major playmaking ultimate right now. They have that Earth Shadow ready to go. Meta Athena going to be rolling in with almost 6, but still levels. This is now his time to use that sound barrier, right? He's not worrying about Edison and that EMP, so this is going to be your moment to try and deal with things.
Jerry setting up on the back line. He has to hit one of the supports. The rally's going to come out from Delight to start off the fight. Return rally as well from Terry. Edison's still building up towards his own EMP. It's taken a long time for Meta 3 to use theirs, but I don't think it actually matters anymore. A bio grenade coming through from half is going to secure the kill onto Ion. A Graviton Surge as well to end the fight rather easily. There you go. That's all that's needed. That bio grenade landing directly on Ion's face. In fact, Ion's going to get caught a little bit unawares in the forward spawn. He's going to get slept and body blocked. So even a bigger stagger. Who thought you could stagger Ryan that much? Apparently, GC Busan didn't expect that either. Point gets capped. 2 minutes and 55 now for third point capture.
Levels and Daedra, they're caught in the same trap. Neither of these Lucios can really play the game at the moment. They're hiding out, waiting for these EMPs, but they're just not coming. Damon survives with a sliver of health. Will be able to hold on to that energy, and there's potentially the opportunity for an EMP.
Gonna come in. Beat's going to come through, though. No one's really there again to back them up with a counter EMP is going to come through. The Beat's going to save their life for the time being, but Edison's already going to fall down, and Delight overextended way past his team. Fielder's going to fall as well. Edison really wanted to make these plays happen, but the rest of GC Busan just weren't ready for that EMP to come out.
Well, they couldn't go forward with a speed burst, right? Daedra doesn't want to get caught in a counter EMP. He needs to be able to use that sound barrier. Inhok now ready to go. Jerry's been taken out. This could mean that Meta Athena, you may have to reset here. Can you take this fight? Doesn't look like it.
They're just going to back off. That cart is dangerously close to the spawn. Are they actually going to go forward? I think they are. That nano boost to stop Inhok from going down. Iron's going to go fairly low. Graviton Surge is going to come out. The big shot on the back line, and Inhok manages to find a pick onto Ritz. Now they're up a man. Ion's going to get hacked as well on the sidelines and dies with Shadow. A nice little sleep dart, but it doesn't matter at all. The rest of your team are already going to go down. Inhok finds the kill from the grab. Fielder's going to fall, and that cart's now only a couple of meters away. They managed to complete with only just less time. But again, overextension from GC Busan. They were like, okay, let's just punish Inhok. Was not expecting the nano, and then Ion was caught on the pillar. He got hacked, couldn't use his shadow, and it was all said and done. In fact, yeah, exactly the same time. 135 to 135, okay.
I think it's going to be Meta Athena attacking again. I can't say I really know right now, but
this was the sleep.
Such a good sleep.
Oh,
and then look
so
at this
nasty.
Earth Shadow, and look, Damon actually shields himself, knowing that Shadow's coming. He's like, we forced him out. And again, the aggression gets so brilliantly punished. The flank around Shadow getting Delight on the ground, and Ritz actually body blocks for charge, but there's so much damage coming through, just 450 damage with a nano boost. Ritz trying to body block that charge there, possibly lost him the game. Like, it's a good play, right? You want to try and save your Brigida, but you're not accounting for how much damage that nano Rhine does. Usually you'd survive that charge with 100 health.
That was a perfect setup as well to kill off Iron. You saw levels actually booping back in. And as the grab came out, Iron's like, well, do I swing? Do I not? And then by the time he kind of made that decision, the decision was made for him as he did end up getting hacked. And that was really what set this big last fight in motion. Meta Athena now on the offense. A minute and 35, like we both said a second ago. Equal time bank as they roll out the gate. Same thing though. Same old story. Edison just trying to build up rather quickly. Nice little flame strike though from Ion. Gets a bit of ult charge for himself.
Building ult and generating that information as well. Damon's going to catch himself a fire strike. So Ion, he's got a little bit of a lead when it comes to his Earth Shadow, which can be so important because you're looking at a very small time bank. And now, GC Busan Wave, don't give up the high ground. Don't take the engagement. Just contest on the top. This is where you need to not give up this inherent defender's advantage.
Oh, nice little flame strike through everybody and a big hit as well. That was chunky. Ion's going to take him down to the floor, and that means Meta Athena right now, they're on 1-5 territory. 50 seconds, and they have to contest with an Earth Shatter. They haven't got anything to deal with it.
Edison now, win condition, just get a manual hack onto Inhok. Allow Ion to get that Shadow, and you are going to win this fight. It's all up. Maybe Edison's going to look for a little bit of poke to try and get that EMP to start off with, but I want to see the manual hack. You've got to try and get rid of Inhok. Speaking of manual hacks, Ion's going to be the first one to suffer from that.
Big rotation again. You don't want to mess this with the Flame Strike. Yeah, see, he knows. If he Flame Strikes here and goes down, that's pretty much a fight over. Shadow's going to come through them. Everybody's down on the stairs. Oh, no. The counter pin from Inhyuk just cost his team the entirety of that fight and potentially any more space that they can get with this car. There's only 10 seconds remaining, and Edison has the EMP.
Yeah, he does. No one's really going to be able to get him. Maybe he can hack a Lucio as he tries to come in. Guess who? You've got to try and not get to the car right now. Edison can look for the MP, but Jerry's there. Manages to trigger overtime. The rest of the team can now get onto the car. They still got to contest with this, though. Half has Banana.
It's just so easy, man. You just grab after this EMP as well. Everybody's going to get off the payload. Almost an unwinnable situation from Meta Athena there. Because these fights were so fast, Harry, it means you can't build up ult charge. So you were left with almost nothing. These supports aren't going to have ults for themselves and the rest of their team because these fights are so over so quickly. No one's taking damage so they can heal them up to generate a nano, to generate a beat or even a rally. And there's nothing to contend. They also have to pass over the bridge. There aren't many hiding spots at all. GC Busan now with a very, very clear win condition on this map.
And you talked about
and
how
the series, in fact.
He managed to almost doom his team by using that pin into Ion, trying to get the burst damage in, make Ion panic. But Ion going for the counterspin, I don't think he got stunned. And you can put that down to Ritz, actually, probably giving him a projected barrier as he went in for that charge, meaning that only Inhyuk suffered the stun, and Ion stayed up. And you know what that means? Inhyuk's down on the floor, he's stunned, but you got a free Earth Shadow, right? There's no shield in the way. Potentially Ritz was actually the secret hero of that entire defense right there. Meta Athena, like you say, they are in the driver's seat. Only 37.05 meters stand between themselves and a clean 3-1 victory right here, and bringing themselves into a great position to get into playoffs. Meta Athena, they're desperately looking for that first win, and maybe here they can try and play around the environmental hazard. You can see Levels hiding out. Maybe wants to get an early boop here, get an early pick, try and get some tilt on the go.
Well, GC Busan just running out with the straight 3-3. No Edison Sombra. Levels trying to find a boop. Doesn't quite connect with the water, but Ritz is going to get hacked. I mean, if you go straight 3-3 here, you just take the fight quickly, which is what we were saying earlier on. Nice nade onto Delight means he can't heal himself, and he ends up going down. A big hack onto Iron as well. Very, very quick team fight here for Meta Athena, but they're going to have to make this even quicker. Oh, what a sleep, actually. Nice. Okay. Yeah, big stagger indeed. 1 minute now available for GC Busan's attack. I think they, you know what? I actually think they are at this point. Levels ends up finding the kill. Harry, they burnt an extra, what, 10 to 15 seconds there, just staggering out Edison and Ritz.
Yeah, worth noting as well. Edison, he's not on the Sombra like he usually is. Jerry's got an EMP ready to go. Edison can have his shield stripped away by this. We could see EMP into blue.
Harry.
I'm not sure if that's really a thing, but let's see if it goes that way.
EMP's coming out. There's a big nade as well. 6-man EMP. GC Busan, no, they've only got one more fight in them to make sure they secure the series. Meta Athena want to take this to a game 5, though.
These efforts to stagger Edison may come back to bite them, though. Edison's been able to get a lot of damage during these staggers. He's almost got the grab. Half may well be able to answer it with this nano. We can put Inhyuk in the front line, who's got a huge premium on the Earth Shatter. Inhyuk needs to control this fight. He could get grabbed by Edison, but he can survive it with this nano boost. Maybe an early pick could doom GC Busan wave here if they join the waves down there.
2 grabs available now, 1 for either side as Damon secures his. Both grabs are going to come out as well. That's going to be a big nano. A shadow's going to come through, but it all gets blocked up. Edison's going to find a kill, but Inhyuk swinging for the fences. It's going to chase up Edison. No way he's going to survive. The rally's coming out as well for Meta Athena, and they have almost done the impossible, Harry. Holding on the first corner of Rialto. The fuller hold from Meta Athena to send us to a map 5.
Fantastic aggression, really understanding how they were going to win those fights. The staggers onto Edison was sublime, and you got to wonder if there may be some regret coming through from the side of GC Busan Wave. Why didn't we play our trump card? Why didn't we play Edison Sombra? Could have got an EMP in that time. Could have had an EMP grab, but Jerry got them again and again, getting a load of hacks, being able to basically be an uncontested Sombra.
That is the big question. I mean, it's been working out for you so far. I mean, like I mentioned at the start of that, maybe they just, and of course they would take the fight rather quickly because you're against the, you're going to be up against the Sombra Goats instead. So you take it fast, you kind of ignore Jerry completely, but it was half with these bio grenades that ended the first fight, and that enabled Jerry to not only get a ton of ult charge, generate the EMP early, and get them a fight to win straight off the back of the first one. I mean, it was all about building up this EMP, and as soon as that happened, the fight was over. And then what happens? Well, GC Busan are going to have to stagger themselves back onto the point, and they ended up losing.
I think if there's anything we've learned over the course of this series, even though it's not over yet, it's that Meta Athena, they may not have a huge amount of name value yet, but it's definitely building. I've really been impressed with half on the Ana so far. Great Bionator, sleeps are on point. His nanos also super good. They're really good at supporting Inhyok, facilitating him, allowing him to do exactly what he wants to do. So some great play from everyone on that side. Levels right now, he's been in it. Not being in a position to shine. That's not really his fault. He's having to deal with the Sombra. He's trying to figure out, what do I do about the grab and the EMP? What do I do, guys? I can't beat the grab because he'll just take away the shield. You die anyway. It's so tough for him. We'll have to see if there's
someone else. Catch-22. Catch-22 for most Lucios right now. Highs or trying to provide massive value for your team just being and existing on the Lucio. Right, we're going to jump to a quick break, guys. Do not go anywhere. 2-2 on the board. Map number 5 coming up soon. Hey guys, welcome back. GC Busan Wave versus Meta Athena, 2 apiece right now. After we saw a fuller hold from Meta Athena on Rialto, they couldn't quite, well, sorry, GC Busan even couldn't quite get around that first corner. It was all down to Jerry's EMPs and a bit of an odd composition for GC Busan, like odd in their books at least. They didn't have Edison on the Sombra. They had him on the Zarya instead.
In the year 2019 of our Lord, we've just called 3-3 a unusual composition. Just for GC Busan Wave, but that just happened, everybody. It feels like between EU contenders and Korean contenders for you and I, Jules, it's been an age since we've seen a clean series, and there's going to be no exception going over to map 5. I talked about how this is exactly what Meta Athena want. Look at that Ilios scoreline, 0-2. They are really looking so good on these control maps. They're thriving on the chaos. They're not letting GC Busan have this game plan. They are hitting them where it hurts. They are hitting them fast, and they're hitting them in the brain.
Well, yeah, sure. Hitting in the brain. They're hitting him in the shield, I think, would be a better use of words there. I mean, not only is the Reinhardt kind of playing scared, you're having to use the nano as well and pile so many resources in, because as soon as the Reinhardt gets hacked, you're like, well, I have to use nano, otherwise he instantly dies. We need damage resistance because he's such a big, well, he's a lumbering mess, really, as he has no shield.
He's lolloping around, just
can't, doesn't have
swinging,
speed
he's mad.
Exactly. Lucio can't speed him because the Lucio's hiding, right? So he's a big bumbling mess as he is hacked. So the nano does end up working, and Inhyuk, especially someone who, like I mentioned before, has had such middling success in Pacific Contenders, has just come out the gate swinging against a lot of veterans on the side of GC Busan.
Oh wow, we're actually going to see Jerry potentially here on the Diva. Got a couple of subs. Alpha Yi and Django in, Delight and Ion out. So that means we're probably going to be seeing some Wrecking Ball. Once again, GC Busan Wave are going to be playing without a main tank. I thought Ion did a really good job when he was in, but GC Busan, they have their game plan and they want to stick to it. They've got the Majors.
Just May on Village. Name another classic duo, dude. This is it. You May wall the entrances, you cap point, and then just rotate the shields. Easy peasy. There's the wall. There's the blaster, and your main tank almost instantly dies. Luckily, that was a very clutch armor pack coming out from the brig to save Inhyuk's life. Edge on the sidelines again. He's going to wall from the outside this time around, and everybody can just freely swing in. Mori's going to be there with the healing, but a nice anti-nade from Fielder does end the life of Inhyuk and True so fast, and that'll be the point being capped from GC Busan.
Alpha Yi going full clutch there, getting the stun onto Inhyuk as he tried to get the charge off onto Jungkook, meaning that burst damage could not be delivered. Great reactions from him. Meta Athena, they're like, okay, fine, you want to play that way? Okay, we're gonna stoop down. We're going to try and do something else. Teru back on this Pharah. It's been so good for him so far, Jaws. On Paris especially, on Ilios as well. Highly effective, and now they can do so much damage to Edison on this May, and he's already used both of his cooldowns.
But Fielder's already dead.
Oh, he's dead.
They managed to take him out with a damage boosted Storm Arrow, and now Meta Athena can just poke away, or at least try to. I mean, at the end of the day, GC Busan, their comp does best when they're just on the point. There's the rally, so they're a little bit more dangerous to deal with now, and they're just going to run straight towards the Zen. That is the worst possible position for him to be in, unfortunately, but it wasn't exactly Half's fault. He was a million miles away. They just sped towards him. Slam coming through from the Wrecking Ball. An instant beat usage there coming through from Daydreams. It does secure the kill on Inhyuk. I mean, right now, again, we're looking at a situation where Meta Athena needs an entire team wipe almost to push GC Busan off the point, Harry. But GC Busan have ults. They've got Blizzard, Harry. They've got Grav, pretty much.
Yeah, like Half there, he was in a good position. He had such a long sightline that was so hard to try and deal with. Teru's got the barrage ready to go right now. Can try and get some burst damage, but Edison's going to be more than ready with this Blizzard to try and deal with it. Fielder was the early pick last time. Will we be able to catch him again? He has to be given the armor pack, and there's the Dragon Strike onto everyone.
Dragon's on the point. Nice use of the ball there to actually push people into the Dragons. Does result in a kill onto Daydream. They do trade, though, as Dana ends up going down. Teru's still holding on to this barrage. But still, the main tank's holding firm on this point. They haven't used any ultimates just yet. Rich used the grab, but that was about it. They've still got that Blizzard and Shatter to back them up with. Barrage coming through. Ends Jungkook's life rather quickly.
Don't hit that.
Down. Whoops to Daisy. And now the Blizzard's going to come out as well. Doesn't like GC Busan really think they can win this fight. The ball is going to get frozen up, but those mines buying a lot of the space for them as well. Levels does end up going down. OT ticking through, but Damon comes up big. Clutch kill onto two people. GC Busan overcommitting in that fight, I feel. And now the point being flipped. Oh, wait, Jungkook's actually coming back in with this chatter.
Jungkook going to get a mutual stun. They're actually going to try and re-enter here. Teru's on the Doomfist. How many members of GC Busan Wave are here? Feels like they just keep coming out of the woodwork. Edison there was hacked, and oh, Teru, he's going to be instantly regretting the... I don't think he thought that Ice Block was as close as it was. Obviously, it's a very solid object. Basically works as a piece of the map for a while, and the recoil from the rockets killed him. He's going to be going back to that. Meta Athena, very ready for this next fight. 4 ultimates ready to... Because they've double popped for support ults already, though.
Meta Athena got EMP to come up big as well. Dragon Strike's going to come through, split everybody on the point. EMP on the point itself. Fielder and Damon are going to go down, Harry, but Jungkook, with no shields to bear, does mean he takes a whole heap of damage. Not even a defense matrix either. Perfectly placed EMP from Jerry. Half does end up falling for Meta Athena, but they got the damage to back him up, so it's no worries whatsoever. And Teru now cleaning up the rest.
I wish they would have staggered Ritz a little bit longer there. They do have a long clock to try and burn here with GC Busan Wave. They're 99%. Only need to win one fight. Field didn't get anything done in that previous fight, though. Look at this. It's only 16% on the Moira. Daydream's going to be one of the closest to that particular fight. Edison could maybe get a manual hack here onto Terra and put him in a terrible position if he drops out of the air, but he's got to be very conscious of that Sombra.
I don't think that's exactly where his rocket wanted to go. Nice little pick already. Barrage is going to come out, instantly evaporated the entirety of the team. Yeah, at that point, you saw Alpha E was like, well, rest of the team's dead. If I just donate myself to this ult, it won't be so bad. But now Meta Athena putting GC Busan in almost one-fight territory here. They're going to have EMP, and Edison's going to have to play a little bit more careful with his. He's going to have to at least hit Teru here.
Yeah, they may be looking at a 5 ultimate fight, though, very soon. Damon, he's currently checking out these guys. Ritz manages to catch him. He's going to need to pick up a health pack there. Oh, it's interrupted the EMP!
Oh, it's cancelled. It's so perfect from GC Busan. Pulse bomb onto Ritz in the back line. He's sending the bomb. But the beat coming through from GC doesn't mean they're going to be able to get onto the point. They're going to be able to find the recap here. EMP's going to come out as well. The perfect setup play. Cancelling that EMP is going to be perfect. Coalescence to heal everybody up and take out the fire in the air as well. Edison scurrying to get back on the point. But the same could be said for Meta Athena. They have half with the Transcendence, going to be able to get back on the point rather readily. And now it's Damon taking the fight into his own hands.
Daydream's got to die right here. They've got to get rid of him, but it's such a brawl on the point. Terror's returned on this. He's almost got the barrage jaws. It's going to be crucial.
He's so close. He's going to die. If he used the barrage, he's pretty much dead. He's got no HP to re-engage in this fight. He ends up using the barrage anyway, and Damon is going to come back big with the kill onto Edison. The recap from Meta Athena is looking so good. Damon gets himself 4 kills in this fight. And now they only have to deal with Alpha Yi, who jumps back on. The hack onto him is going to finish him off. OT is ticking through. The recap from Meta Athena. It looks so good from GC Busan. The stun onto the EMP. Oh, disaster strikes at the end. But Damon, he comes up big. 4 kills to round out that engagement. And a point now on the board for for Meta Athena. They are 1 map away now, Harry, from taking their first series in Contenders.
And they need this, Jaws. If they want to get to playoffs, they need this. They can't be 0-3 at the start. Disaster strikes, but doesn't strike half as hard as Damon does. Meta Athena right now, they've put Damon onto that Widowmaker. Go ahead. He's an owl DPS. He came from Shanghai Dragons. It was their winless streak, but it never looked like Damon was the problem. Teru's been representing as well on this Farah. I've been very impressed with him. This could be exactly what Meta Athena need. This could be their optimal composition to try and beat out GC Busan Wave, who are coming out on what we've come to expect from him, right? Well, never mind. We're actually going to go back to spawn and figure out what's happening. Jerry, he hasn't taken account of the Alpha. He's currently hiding out. You can see him as a green silhouette right there. Going to be looking for Jangu. Remember, this isn't... Oh, they took out his translocator!
They took out his translocator. He died. So that's a free pick.
Edison must have done that.
Oh no.
And
now you're going to have to contend with the entirety of GC Busan. They're now rotating to the point. Meta Athena might be able to get the cap though. They do. A hack onto half, but I don't think it's cap... well, it might mean a whole lot actually, because they got Arissa on the point, of course, but slowly but surely... Oh, the boot! Oh, the boot onto Jangu. Goodbye. Edison comes back though with 2 kills as Inhyuk ends up falling as well. Teru is going to be in the skies, but there's no point presence now available for Meta Athena. Another big boot, but instantly you can see Edison translocating back onto the point. Barrage getting sent out as well. The cloth isn't going to do all too much in front of his face. It's just going to clear the rest of GC Busan off of the point, but they're still piling back on. Inhyuk actually comes back on the board, and they're actually building up a lot of time here.
Now they are, but eventually he's going to fall. Fielder getting a lot of value off that bionic orb. I've got to give a lot of credit to Levels there. He really played the Guardian Angel so perfectly to stay on the point, making sure that it wouldn't get ticked over for a long time. But Meta Athena, they got dived so hard. You saw half got hit on by Jangu. Edison hacked him at the same time. Daydream comes whizzing in out of nowhere, going full turbo on the Ana. Great diving potential here from GC Busan Wave, making the most of the heroes that they've got, as Edison wants to build up once again to that EMP, but was instrumental in taking the fight the first time. Meta Athena have abandoned their composition. Jerry has the EMP, but falls low. May have trouble catching all of GC Busan Wave in one place.
They might just do, but everybody's going to have to run back to the point. He used the translocator, gets on the point. Instant coalescence coming out from GC Busan, though, to keep everybody alive. They're going to have to contend with a whole bunch of damage, who they're just piling currently into the Diva. They managed to find the D-Mech, in fact, onto Damon. With him falling, there is now so much free damage from Fielder and so much free healing as well, because he's on this Moira pig. Fielder finds an extra couple of kills of his own. GC Busan continue to hold this. Meta Athena started off with an EMP, but GC Busan managed to end it.
I would have loved to have seen an attempt to cancel Fielder's Coalescence with EMP or a manual hack from the side of Jerry. Athena is just going to have a wholesale sort now. They're going 3-3 with the Winston. Jerry now over onto the Diva, not his usual pick, but it is Damon who now commandeers for Zaya, and Edison's ready to try and catch him. The MP ready to go. Who's going to have to answer it? It's going to be very few in the way of ults to try and deal.
Edison's going to come in. EMP has been used. Monkey falls to the ground, receives the bubble, but he's in a lot of trouble as 5 people chasing after him. Inhyuk ends up going down, and now GC Busan on one fight territory from taking this map. This specific stage, sorry. Athena need to be able to regroup fast. They've got the Primal Rage, but that's really about it. Maybe half gets ult. It's going to be a struggle, though.
It is going to be a struggle, but Inhyuk's going to be in a great position to use his Primal Rage. Wright able to try and get everyone off of here. There's the self-destruct from Ritz, zone people off the point.
So isolating people into this small corridor. Luckily, Inhyuk had the ult to survive. 1,000 HP is hard to take down. Coalescence from Fielder, though, is going to be good. Transcendent comes out late from half, and that's a big boot for an Alpha Yi. They both traded their Brigitas, but there is so much damage now coming through from GC Busan. Edison's going to have another EMP as well. This beat is not going to save levels from all of anything. Jerry's on the Diva, gets instantly EMP'd and taken care of, and now it is all about the focus from GC Busan. Point ends up getting completed. GC Busan now on one map away from taking it. This has gone the complete distance. Athena clutching, just trying to find anything, but Edison just denying so much, and Fielder doing the same as well. His coalescences have been so good. He's building them up so quickly, Harry. Athena desperately trying to find their first win of the Contenders season.
Not only is he using his coalescences perfectly, the target calling, so you saw him use that fade all the way into half. He was like, okay, I'm a dive Moira now. I'm going in with my right click. I'm going to get that pick onto half along with my Winston. They're coalescing so well when it comes to using those target calls. Athena and GC Busan, they're both up against the wall. They've both got a knife. They're in the grimy knife fight in the basement, and they've got to try and bring out something. GC Busan wave. They see that fire up in the air. They can hear the rockets landing. Gonna have a little bit of a swap around. Fielder gonna go onto the Zen. It's gonna give him a bit of pressure onto this main tank. We're gonna see Django swap as well onto the Winston.
They're gonna give up on the point, Harry. They're gonna completely give up the point here. They took so long to change that this could be a free cap from Athena, and it'll be GC Busan wrestling it to get back.
And this could be so critical because Athena getting that first cap is a huge problem for them, right? They don't have the health to really play on the point against this 3-3, but now they can just duck in and out, keep it contested. This could be a fatal change-up, but of course it's better than going in with the wrong composition.
Oh, Damon gets caught out though. Rather readily is that as soon as you run out of grapple, there's not really much you can do as the Widowmaker. Mercy gets taken fairly low. Jungle actually gets booped, so he can't actually connect with the leap onto the Mercy. A hack onto the Wrecking Ball as well does end his life rather shortly. And now it's GC Busan doing what their comp does best, staying on this point, trying to contest the Mercy in midair. And what a snipe from Alpha Yi. That shift hitting the skies, hitting levels. And GC Busan managing to cap, with Edison almost getting himself an EMP off this first engagement.
Damon returns with Tracer. I imagine he'll be going over to the Zaya, despite how well the Tracer served him on the Pool Village. I think they can out-comp this by running in with the Anna, using that body grenade, deny Fielder everything he wants, but guess what? You're going to be denied. Edison almost has the EMP ready to go. He's just a couple of percentage points ahead of Jerry, but that could be all that he needs if he wants to use this EMP early. Facilitate jungle, come in, start cleaving, get
EMP's going to come out, Harry. Everybody's in their sights. Half the levels don't have anything to back them up with. Jerry instantly falls. The rest of the team are going to follow them. Although I say that, it's actually levels, and Inhyuk does manage to find a kill. But regardless of that, there's still a Primal Rage available. So if Django did want to use that to bat everybody away, he could do. Perfect setup from GC Busan. The rest is history.
And every fight win is great for you if you GC Busan wave, right? Look at all the damage and the ultimate charge you got from taking out a 3-2-1 composition. Gonna need a little bit of a top up there. Django has the Primal Rage still ready to go, and Ritz looks like he was forced to use that.
Yeah, that they were. Django using that Primal Rage now, trying to bat. They're trying to bat him away. Inhyuk is going to find a kill though. He got batted into the back line. Coalescence coming out. That healing is so great, and the damage is going to be hard to deal with. But Inhyuk takes matters into his own hands, finds the second kill, and in fact might just find a third. Jungle ended up going down. He was isolated. They almost had a perfect kill onto Inhyuk because the Primal Rage battered him into the back line, but Inhyuk just took matters into his own hands and managed to find a two-piece. One fight now, GC Busan need to win 81% to 33, but Meta Athena have got the fallback. They've got the EMP at their hands.
Yeah, I don't think this next fight's going to be the one that they win, Jaws, especially with the amount of ultimates Meta Athena have. Jerry's going to be looking for this. He's already scared off Edison. This is your moment, right? You can try and make sure that Daydream doesn't have the ultimate available with a manual hack. There it is.
The grenade comes in, but it doesn't matter because Meta Athena already going to press that go button. That big EMP landing on the front line. GC Busan scurrying away. They're trying to actually stagger Fielder here. He is just going to eventually go off the edge of the map. But Meta Athena only needed one ultimate to win that fight. GC Busan, they've got the EMP, but very little tank ultimates to follow it up with. They haven't got Shadow Harry. They haven't got the grab either.
Daydream's now in a good position as well, right? He knows that if they get grabbed, I can answer this with my Sandberry because Jerry's just used his EMP. I don't need to be worrying about that anymore. Meanwhile, Levels, he's got to stay out of the EMP. He's got to stay out of that range. He's got to be in a place where he can hit everyone with this Sandberry once it's used. Edison going for a manual hack, going to get caught out here. 20 health.
He's got to get out. He ends up going back. Instant Graviton Surge is going to come in. Daydream's using that beat to save the team for the time being. A beautiful boop on Inhyuk sends him sky high, which means the shatter doesn't land. Target focus onto Damon. Ends his life so quickly. And GC Busan now running towards the back line of Meta Athena. 99% now has been ticked over. Overtime is now in session. GC Busan are going to be able to get the recap. Meta Athena trying to come back to the point ASAP to secure this map. They desperately need this, Harry. They're in a horrible position in the standings, 0-2 on week 3.
Oh, they need to get that first win. They haven't got any playmaking else to do it. They've got 3 support ultimates, including a nano boost. Inhyuk can already be EMP'd here. Edison's lying and waiting for him like a hunter. There he goes.
Out. There it is. Shatter on the back line as well. The beat might be all that they need, but Damon already gets taken out. Teru's going to use that rally, but Levels is going to fall as well. GC Busan had so many ults and more in this engagement to make this work. A nano onto Inhyuk. The shadow on the back line gets cancelled. He got hacked. The manual hack is so good. Edison, an absolute god among men, coming up big. Not only does he hit the fat EMP, he hits the manual hack on the Rhine to stop the shadow from going through. GC Busan running back this map. Take the series 3-2.
Edison just saved that entire series with one right click. That would have been a 3-man Earth Shatter from a nano-boosted Reinhardt. They would have been able to clean that up like it was nobody's business. Oh my lord, I would be so tilted right now if I was Inhyuk. I'm out of that lobby. I've left for voice channel. I've left for Discord. I've moved to a different country after that. That was so perfect from Edison.
Oh, the EMP was so good. See what they could have followed it up with as well. If that shadow had landed, you saw Jerry throwing out the EMP, and like you said, it would have been a very, very easy cleanup and this series win as well. They were on 99% already, but Edison coming up clutch on a hero that we wanted to see him play a lot more in this season, which he has done, because their 3-3 just wasn't as strong as anybody's back in Season 1. Yeah,
and Edison... his Sombra was also quite weak in Season 1 as well, but he's definitely been grinding that out. You can respect the grind of this player. He recognized, okay, Sombra's looking pretty good. Doha basically just stomped the entire league with it, but mine's pretty weak, so I'm going to spend a couple of months just trying to build up on that, and definitely with the help of his coaching staff, he made that happen. So huge respect for Edison making that work, but right now, Korean teams, there's no free ride available, right? Because Meta Athena may currently look like one of the weakest teams at 0-3, but they are challenging everybody. Gen G currently 2-0, taking a 5 maps. GC Busan Wave also taking a 5 maps. There is no free ride against Meta Athena.
We've got Fusion Uni up against O2 Blast as well to round out the day. What a crazy amount of action we've had already. It did look like Meta Athena were underdogs coming in